Okay, I think I'm live. Yay! Welcome, everybody, to Holistic Wellness Wednesday. Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Holistic Wellness Wednesday. I'm so excited to share with you guys today the topic for today. Today is all about empowerment. Today is all about empowerment. So, what I love about this is I have I have seen in my life. I've First of all, I've experienced this myself. And secondly, I have seen other people going through the same process all throughout my life. All throughout my life, from my family life to my professional life, and just all the time. I see this all the time. This idea that empowerment is something that comes from outside of us. And I know how it feels to be in a place where, okay, this thing is popping up and I don't know what it means. Okay. Um, but I know what it means to be in a place where you are feeling like you just can't seem to make a change, or things are just not happening for you, and you're waiting for motivation, you're waiting for inspiration, you're waiting for something outside of you, whether it's a person or a situation or whatever, but you're waiting for something to change so that your life can be better. And that's a very disempowered place to live in. A very disempowered place to live in. The truth is, nothing outside of us has any control over us. Not your job, not your friends or your family, not the worldwide pandemic that's sort of over and not really over. Who knows what's going on? But the truth is, nothing outside of us has any control over us, because we are expressions of the divine, and we have the power to control what we say, what we do, how we act, how we think. We get to control every aspect of our lives. So hear me on this. Before you doubt, just hear me on this. You have the ability to flip yourself, to shift yourself in any given moment. Now, it could take 60 seconds, it could take 10 seconds, it could take 5 minutes, depending on where you're at. But you have the ability to shift yourself at any time, no matter what's happening. Whether if you're sitting at work and your boss is screaming at you and you're feeling overwhelmed because you have 50 million tasks piled in front of you and you have to figure out how you're going to get it all done, you have the ability in that moment, in that second, to stop and shift. Yes, even in the midst of having all of that coming at you. Okay? You have the ability to shift in the. So what a perfect opportunity we have to shift. Okay, it looks like we might be rolling again. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, it looks like we're rolling again. Okay. Apologize for that glitch. What a beautiful opportunity to shift, right? We get to shift even in that moment too. So no matter what's happening, you get to shift. And the way you do that, first of all, it is a decision. It's a decision. That's all it is a decision that, first of all, decide that you're going to shift. Because if you decide you can't shift, then you won't. Whatever you believe is true. And that can be an amazing, wonderful thing, and that can be a really bad thing. Because if you believe that the world is ending and that life is hard and that nothing's going to work for you, guess what? Nothing's going to work for you. And that's unfortunate. But if you believe and have faith that you have the ability to shift, you don't have to know how. Just believing that you have the ability, first of all, is enough to get you in the right direction. It's just making that decision. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't necessarily have to have all the tools in place just yet. Just knowing, all right, making this decision, I have decided that I will shift. That's number one. Just make the decision. Next, you'll figure out the how. And you can get coaching with that. You can get support from a mentor with that. There's meditation techniques. There's so many resources out there that are available to you. What I do personally is I turn on the light that's inside my heart. And I know that might sound a little like, what? Like, how do you do that? If you have worked with me in the past, I lead you through this whole process, but it doesn't take a lot of time once you learn it. Once you learn the technique, it's literally seconds. Literally seconds. All it is you making the decision that you're gonna turn that light on. It's right inside your heart space. You breathe in and out through the heart space, and you imagine that light expanding through your body. It's you. You are the light. It is the light of your soul. So it's not this magical light that's from outside of you that's coming into your body or coming from somewhere else. It's you. You are the light. And you just decide to turn it on. And you don't have to, all you can do, you can start with imagining, just imagining that you've turned it on. If you start just with that, just with your own imagination, then that's enough to get yourself started. That's enough to get yourself started. Just imagining that light. Because what you think is real. Your thoughts become things. You might have heard this before, right? Our thoughts become things. So if you're just using your imagination and you're thinking about turning your light on from inside your heart and imagining that it's expanding, it will expand. And I know this might sound a little like a little woo and a little strange if you're not familiar with this kind of work, and if you're not someone who's done energy work before. This is all happening metaphysically in your body. It's a multidimensional process, and it actually does create physical changes in your body. They've shown this in studies. They've proven it, that it's real, that your thoughts really do have control over your physical reality, which is amazing, amazing news. So when you're sitting around and you're trying to figure out how to empower yourself, you want to be empowered, but you're not feeling it. First, just make that decision. Make the decision that you have the ability to make a change of some kind. It's not always enough to want it. You start with your wanting. You start with that desire. And then just make a decision. I will shift myself. And then if you need to, do a gratitude rant. You might have learned, I think I shared gratitude rants with you before. If you haven't, real quick, let me just review for you. Gratitude rant is if you're like, so if you're pissed off about something, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, who does this person think they are? Or maybe it's your boss, right? We could use that scenario of your boss screaming at you. You have all this work to do. You're like so overwhelmed. You could mentally, in your head, do a little gratitude rant, because in the office you're probably not going to want to scream and yell, right? Unless you can take a moment to like go outside or like lock yourself in the bathroom or something. But gratitude rant, how it works is allow yourself to rant briefly with what's whatever it is that's upsetting you. So you would say like, "Oh my gosh, this boss of mine is ridiculous. I can't believe all the work that he or she is expecting me to do. How the heck am I supposed to get this done? I have so much piled up and I can't get any time done. And I really hate this, that, the other, and whatever it is you're ranting about." And then you move into gratitude. Keep ranting, but your words change. So your words would say, like, let me try to show the transition to you. You know, gosh, I never have time for this stuff. Like, why am I always getting this work dumped on top of me? But you know what? I'm really grateful that I have a job. It's like, seriously, not everyone has a job. So it's amazing that I actually have a job. I can't believe I actually still have a job because wow, my boss is crazy. So wow, it's amazing that I have a job. And you know what? I'm making money while I'm here. I'm making money while I'm here, and I get to take that money and I get to put it toward my family. And I get to use it to put a roof over my head and put food in my mouth. I'm so grateful that we have food. And I'm really grateful that we have a place to live because a lot of people are struggling right now. So it's really, really great that I have a place to live. And I'm so grateful for that. And you know what? I'm grateful that I have a family that supports me. And I'm really grateful that I have food. And I'm really grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. And I'm really grateful that I have a way to wake up in the morning and an alarm clock. And I'm really grateful for my phone. Not everyone has phone. I'm really grateful for my internet. Not everyone has internet. Wow, I'm so grateful. What an amazing opportunity I have that I live wherever I live. And I get to create a difference in the world. And you can see already as I'm saying all this, you can see how I've shifted. In how long has it been? What, a few seconds? Maybe a minute? So that's the example. You start off with ranting about, whatever it is you're pissed off about, and in the midst of that, shift yourself into gratitude. It's just a decision. Use the experience to flip it into gratitude. In this example about the boss that's yelling at you, grateful, gratitude that you have a job, gratitude that you have a place to live, gratitude that you have a roof over your head. You can start with the basics. You can say, I'm so grateful I woke up today. I'm grateful I'm still breathing. Wow, it's a miracle I'm still breathing. Right? You can have sarcasm in there as long as it's helping you shift. And then keep yourself going with the gratitude train, this gratitude rant. Don't stop listing off, just firing, like rapid fire. Don't stop. Don't think about it. Just rapid fire everything that you can think of that you're grateful for. And you keep going until you shift. And when you feel that shift happen, well, now you're in a different place. And now at least you have a second that you can stop and take a deep breath. Okay, let me tackle this. Let me tackle these tasks. Let me come up with a solution. And that breathing and that shift in your mind, your thoughts, physiologically will change your body. It creates a physiological, actual physical change in your body. It changes your hormones. And when you practice this, this is just one tool out of thousands, okay? But just using this as an example, this will give you the opportunity to shift your physical body. And with practice, if you repeat even just one tool, repeating this will actually shift your DNA over time. Yes, your DNA. I am not kidding. Yes, your DNA. I know this is something that blew my mind when I learned about this. When I was learning from Deepak Chopra and some amazing teachers in my health coach training program, they've actually discovered and proven that your DNA, there's only like, I forget what they said, it's like a small percentage of your DNA is like not changeable. It's like, your genetics and what you're made of, but the rest of it changes. The rest of it changes with what kind of food you eat, what kind of thoughts you think. It changes with your daily habits. It changes over time. Like the DNA that you have today in your body right now is not the same DNA that you had a year ago. Because you have shifted, you've become a different person in that time. So with practice of even something as simple as a gratitude rant, it's just one example. With practice, you can actually change your DNA. You can create new patterns in your mind, in your thoughts, in your body. And when you create those new patterns, guess what your automatic response is going to be? It's going to be different. When your boss is yelling at you and being crazy, your automatic response will not be to get angry and get resentful and get all pissed off. Your automatic response will actually shift and change because you will have trained yourself to shift into gratitude, to shift into a new way of being so that you can handle the situation in a more effective manner, so that you have the ability to empower yourself. And who knows, maybe after shifting like that, you might decide, you know what? I don't need this stress. I'm going to go find a job that makes me happy. If that's your situation, right? Like, I don't know your situation. So maybe you're in a job that's like sucking out your soul. First of all, that's your thoughts. Just so you know, if it's sucking out your soul, ask yourself, what are the thoughts that you're thinking every day? Is there a way that you can shift your thoughts? A dear, dear friend of mine just shared this actually yesterday. Her name is Lisa Taylor. I love her. So if you haven't heard of her, I either look her up or I can connect you. She does this amazing thing every morning called Morning Metaphys. And yesterday she spoke about this. She spoke about and shared a story very similar to this about an experience that she had where she just felt defeated by her circumstances, by her external world around her, by her job. And when she shifted her thoughts, she healed herself. In seconds, guys, in seconds, okay? She shifted herself and her job was never the same after that. She found joy and gratitude and fulfillment in her work from that day forward. Yes, in one day. One day. That is the power that you have. So when I say empowerment is a decision, guys, it is so real. It is so real. Empowerment really is a decision. Are you willing to make that decision today? Are you willing to make the decision today to empower yourself, to see the power that you have within yourself? Are you willing? Just be open. Are you willing? Okay, I really hope this served you. If you ever have any questions about something, or you're like, you know what, I'm struggling with this, I could really use like some extra support or whatever, like just reach out to me. I'm here. I'm always available. Messenger on Facebook for this page does not always notify me, might not get your messages, but my email is listed on this page, kim@holistichealingcoaching.com. So you're always welcome to reach out to me via email, and I'll just support you. Like, tell me what's up, tell me what's on your mind. I'm happy to support you. That's why I'm here. Okay? So flip your thoughts today. Be willing to see the power that you have, and you get to make today the most amazing Holistic Wellness Wednesday that you've ever had, because you have the power to do that. All right. Love you guys. I will see you next time. Make it an amazing day. Bye for now.